I hit live now, I guess. Yeah, I'm live now. Okay. I'm live. I was sending Sandra a message and, well, she sent me a message and then I sent her one back. But anyway. I wanted to, first off, what the heck? My camera is way off. There we go. I must have hit it. I'm not sure how much crafting. Any? We will see. Hey, Sandra. I told you I was bored. Okay, that's the old one. Hey, Tammy. So I may not be doing a whole lot of crafting. We got ourselves a bin here. I put my brace on, so I had a little extra protection here on my hand. Hi, Veronica. I thought I had my snuggle bunny. Except she wants down. Oh, you can, hold on. You can get down now. Come here, Callie. Come here. There we go. The angry little Shih Tzu was not letting the little Bindi by. This little bossy fart was not letting Callie or Bindi by. She was being naughty. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Anyways, this one likes to go for the mouth, so I have to kind of watch her. Go your bed, Ben or Cal. Anyways, so will you quit? Can you give me 2 seconds without a tongue, please? Pretty please? No? Okay. Oh, it was in my mouth. Callie, brat. Don't do that again. Anyways, in between my little tongue-happy dog here, what I was trying to say is, I had my surgery on Monday. Why did I say Monday? I had my surgery on Friday. I guess I said Monday because today's Monday. Anyway, today's Monday. I don't know my days. I've been sleeping off and on for the past couple days, so there's that too. Anyways, so I was talking with Sandra earlier, and we decided, I had a group that I had started, I think shortly after I started my page. At the time it was called Tanya's Creator Support Group or something like that. Okay, well, Sandra and I were talking and we decided to do that one together. So that one is going to be kind of connected to the events group that we have. So if you're in the events group and you have a crafting page, or you're wanting to create a page, then I'll share the link, and I would suggest going ahead and joining it. Let me see here. Let me get this pulled up, because sometimes sometimes it doesn't show me all of the comments on here. It's weird. Anyways, I thought I would try. I have 2 different things I can try. I kind of know my limits, but I have orders for cutting boards, and so I thought I would show you how to do them. These are 12 by 15 inch cutting boards. They're the glass. And then I have this stinking adorable lab and old fashioned trucks. Hey, Raven. So I'm trying to be extra careful with my hand here, but this doesn't really, I mean, I can put Mod Podge on with my other hand, so that's not going to really bother it. So what you're going to do is you're going to find, you've got the rough side that you always cut on, you've got the smooth side on the back. You're going to lay the rough side down. If you don't have one of these, get one. Has that little razor thingy there, and it's safer than trying to actually take the razor thing and do it yourself. It's actually missing one, so it must have fallen off at some point. If you go into Walmart, I'll have to check the package because I just took the wrapper off of this too, so it must have been in the wrapper maybe. I'll have to look. Anyways, if you happen to lose one, or you can get these, I found a lot of these at Goodwill. So if you happen to find these at Goodwill, all you have to do is just take your little scraper here, go along it. Yes, I'm using my left hand that I had the surgery on, but I'm being careful. Just kind of go a little bit at a time. If you get it, and if there's anything left over, you can just scrape it. If you have anything that's really tough, you can use Goof Off. Generally, you can just roll the glue off of this. And then you can go into Walmart. And I don't know if I can find it right offhand. I don't even know if I have any more offhand. I might have to pick some up tomorrow. They have these little rubber pieces. Rubber circle things, whatever the heck they're called. They have these at Walmart, and you get quite a few of them. And you can just buy those. If you have to replace one, I would just suggest, why is that blurry all of a sudden? Hold on. I don't know why that's blurry all of a sudden. That is weird. Hold on 1 second. Okay, that didn't do any good. I'm not sure why it's blurry. Maybe your internet or something. Oh, it's better now. Anyways, I'm not sure what the heck that was about. If you need to replace one of those little rubber things, replace them all, because they're not all the same height. And if they're a different size, then when you go to cut on it, you're going to have it wobbling everywhere. And so you're better off to just remove all of them and start with new. And then you can save them. And then, you might have another set that uses the same kind that you can replace one with. And we're not going to be putting these right back on immediately anyway, so it doesn't really matter that I don't have the others to replace it with. And for that matter, I just lost this one. I just lost the one that I just had. Okay, whatever. These are not on here very well, to be honest. I picked that one up without even doing anything. Anyways, then what you'll do is, I do not like just gluing them on. I like to, I don't like to just use the sticky part it comes with. I like to use super glue. So I'll leave the glue on it, but then I'll add super glue to the bottom of it, then sit it on the back of it. Then that way I know it's not going to fall off. But you want to have a smooth surface. If it's a used one, you're going to want to wash it really well. I would suggest also using either rubbing alcohol or like Clorox wipes just to make sure there's nothing on there. And then what you're going to do so this I believe was like I don't remember if it was a fat quarter. I can't remember what size this was when I bought it. I do not remember at all what size it was when I bought it. The fabric. That I do not remember. Hold on a sec. This went off. Okay. So sometimes you can put it this way. Like that. Depending on your fabric. So when you buy your fabric, you definitely want to make sure that you have enough of it to make it go the way you want it. Usually, for this size, you want it to go like this. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take this. Whoa, it was upside down, so all of it's to the top. This is the dishwasher safe Mod Podge. Basically, use on surfaces that are top rack dishwasher safe. Dries too hard, no tacky. It completely is cured in 28 days. So 28 days from when you do this is when it's ready to be used and washed. Do not shake it. Whatever you do, do not shake it. It is not something that you're supposed to shake. It's something that you're supposed to roll. And some of the Mod Podge bottles say that, some do not. I am not sure why some do and why some don't. It's actually really strange. Because it really makes no sense as to how come some they have that way and some they don't. It's strange. Very strange. Hold on one second. I'm doing something that doesn't really take much effort, Ty. Hi. Okay. Okay. Oh, I forgot to share it to my group. I should be already in there. Oh, okay. Not giving me the option. That's okay. So we're just rolling this. There's not a whole lot in this, really. I guess I should roll this too. Like I said, it doesn't say why you have to roll it. It just something on it. On this one, it just says to roll it. And on something else, it says to roll it. Oh, the varnish one. That's I believe it's the Waverly one. And they're all in the same company. So Mod Podge, Waverly, Folk Art, Apple Barrel, they're all the same brand. They're all with plaid. Which I really love their products. I love their wood stuff too. Okay, that should be good enough. Hi, Roberta. I got bored. Do not open it with that hand. Crying out loud. Yeah, I'm kind of yelling at myself here. I got to open once, but then I kind of screwed it on tighter than I should have. There we go. Oh, that's great news. I'll send you a message when I get off here. This I should be okay doing because it's not really... They told me to exercise my hand. What? Oh. What are you doing back there? Making weird noises. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and you want a thick amount on. You don't want to do like you would do for any other type of Mod Podge. You want extra thick. And if you get it on the side, you can always wipe it off. This is awkward. So originally I was not going to go live tonight because I thought my brother was going to be home. But he worked tonight. So I forgot they had some people quit. Okay, I've got a string here that's driving me nuts. They had some people that quit, so he is filling in. Which is also why he couldn't get the time off for my surgery. So my neighbor across the street, who is extremely nice and very, very helpful, took me to go get my carpal tunnel surgery done on Friday. She's always really nice. So, for those of you who are not on here when I started talking about the group that I have had for a while, if you're in the group, you're going to see that it has a name change. If you're not in the group, then you'll want to be looking for the new one. I am too, Veronica. So I changed the group name. So if you go on there looking for the group, what was it? Tanya's Creator Support Group, you're not going to find it. I don't know if you get notified of the change or not, but it will now be Creative Kinship Creator Support Group. Partially because we are now doing it together. So Sandra and I are going to be doing that group together now. I asked her earlier, I'm like, so I don't want to make you do something you don't want to do, but I'm like, would you like to do that one with me also? And she did, so we are now. So I thought, okay, well, we need to change the name. Because it didn't really make a whole lot of sense for it to have just, continue being Tanya's creator support group when Sandra's going to be helping too with it. So I just went ahead. It will be kind of working side by side with the other one because part of the purpose for both groups is to help. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I said it in a message, but then I hit the wrong button and deleted it. No, I didn't like that name to begin with. I didn't like the other name to begin with, Sandra. And I always had a hard time remembering it. Even though I have my own name in it, I had a heck of a time remembering it. So this will be better. I know. It's like, how could I possibly have a hard time remembering something that has my name in it? But I did. Boy, there's a lot more in here than I thought. And I figure, it's basically both are the same. Or not the same, but both of them kind of have the same purpose, which is to help other crafters. So I thought, well, might as well have them the same name. Just, the end part different. So, if you are not in that other group and you have a crafting page, definitely suggest you go ahead and join it because we'll be posting different things on how to do things. If you have anything that you have a question on how to do it, I know I remember I approved the message, but I need to go back and look. I was half asleep when I did it, when I approved it, but there was one person who posted something. Yeah, you could do that, Sandra. So it's the exact same name as the event group. It just, at the end of it, it just has creator support group. So creative kinship creator support group. But anyways, someone had, because I put a post on there saying, I don't remember if it was an automatic one or what, but saying if there are any questions you have or like anything that you would like to know how to do, to post it below that. And someone did post something about wanting to know how to add an admin and a few other questions that, are definitely a lot of questions that people don't know. And it's not really something you can easily figure out how to do sometimes. So basically, we'll be making like videos showing how to do that stuff to make it easier for you guys to know how to do it. And then, like, anyone who is nervous, if they haven't went live yet, if you have any questions, feel free to post it. Or if you haven't been in an event yet and you're nervous about that, just feel free to post any questions about related to your page. You okay? I have a lot more room behind me Callie versus Bindi. Callie's a tad bit smaller. So, for anyone who did not see, this is the fabric that we're working with. So what we're going to do is we are going to lay this down. And I'm going to use this end piece over here that had the white strip to kind of judge how even it is. Yeah, the dogs are huge compared to the trucks. I noticed that too. I thought, huh? But they're cute, but that part didn't make a whole lot of sense either. It's like, how come the dogs are bigger than the trucks? I'm just going to go with, it's been doing that tie. It'll clear up. It goes blurry and then it goes regular and back and forth and back and forth. But it will clear up. It did earlier. It's just being weird. Okay. And then just smooth it out. Actually, I'm going to move it up a little because I don't want to waste any more than I need to. So, yeah, it's being weird. Oh, I've done it before. Yeah, I did. I did Anne's horse one live on here, her big horse one. I've done a gnome one with that spring gnome fabric from Dollar Tree. I've done that one on here. There was another one, but I can't remember what the other fabric was. Probably. It might have actually been before Sandra was watching my lives. Honestly. It could have been before Sandra was watching my lives. Okay, so you're going to smooth it out. Because this is the only time you're going to be able to touch this fabric. So you're going to want to make sure that you have it exactly where you want it at this point. Because you're never going to be able to touch it again. Until it's completely dry. And you're not going to be able to move it. So, to get a quick peek, the white part will be, it will dry clear. So, before you cut any fabric off, make sure you have nothing under there. You know, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do this, to be honest. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do this on Facebook at all that I've seen. I don't even remember. I don't know if I thought of it on my own, or I don't even know how I thought of it. I've done so many of these, I can't remember how I originally thought of doing it. So once you get the bottom here smoothed out, and this evened out on here, then you can keep putting more layers on. You hopping down? Good girl. Now we're not going to be able to, you know what? I'm going to use what's in here for now because I don't want to get my brace dirty. There we go. So, I know I have a big blob here, but you're going to use it. You're going to keep putting it on, and then you're not going to actually see the whole process because this has to be done multiple times. You have to do anywhere from 2 to 3 coats of this. So, and like I said before, this is the, oh, there's that little rubber thing. And this is the dishwasher safe Mod Podge. Not the water safe one, the dishwasher safe one. There's a difference. This one is actually dishwasher safe. So if you're wanting to do it on a cutting board, definitely make sure you get this kind. It comes in 8-ounce, 16-ounce, or I don't know if it comes in the smaller one. I don't know if it comes in this size or not. But it comes in the 16-ounce and it comes in this 32-ounce one. And I don't think it comes any bigger. But, oh my goodness, I've made so many of these. I did a couple religious ones, not the big ones, but the, they're like 8 by 8 inches and they're square. I've done those. And then I've done, okay, that is weird. The number thing must be wrong today. It must still be screwing up because my computer says 4 people are watching. But my tablet says 6. So it must be screwed up again. So you want to do a thick coating because you want to make sure it soaks all the way through. So I did, you know what? The other thing I'll do is I need to do, see, my tablet still says 6, but the other says 5, so I don't know. I'll have to get some clear plates and show you guys how to do that. I have done this way with scrapbook paper with the, it's either 8x8 or 9x9 inch cutting board. And they're the glass ones like this one. I don't recommend it. I really don't. I do not really recommend doing scrapbook paper unless you absolutely can't find the design that you want in fabric, because you're going to have your fair share of issues. Sometimes it will go smoothly and sometimes it won't. with doing it this way. Blue. Yeah, I tried that on one I gave Gloria. It wasn't, it didn't like the amount of Mod Podge needed to do the project. It kept trying to wrinkle because you have to use a lot to make it waterproof. Oh. I was gonna say, why are you asking me the color of my eyes? I'm like, huh? Yeah, not many in our family have blue eyes. There are not many in our family with blue eyes. I think on my mom's side, I think there's only one. Okay, two. Lisa. I am the only left-handed one on mom's side. I haven't really been around him enough to know. I've not been around him enough to know what color his eyes are. Might have gotten a little extra. But you can just... And when you're doing it on this, you're better off to use one of these sponges. Because it will soak up any extra. I thought someone said, it might have been you. I thought someone said that he was used his left hand. Doesn't one of your kids too, Veronica? Or not? He had blue eyes too, didn't he? For some reason, I'm thinking he had blue eyes too. Okay. Okay, that's what I thought. You know, if I remember right, when my brother played baseball, I think he used a bat left-handed. But everything else was right-handed. You know, my wrist wasn't getting tired there. My arm was what was getting tired. Okay. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to dry a little of this. Not to do the coats, but to be able to trim this off. So you're supposed to let it set 1 to 2 hours to dry completely between coats. So I'm not worrying too much about getting that part. Hold on. Let me wrap this up. If you don't want to have to keep throwing these or washing them in between, just thank you for sprinkling, Tammy. Just wrap it up in a wet wipe and stick it in a baggie, and it will stay moist for you. Make sure you put the lid on this in between or it will dry out. And then, if you didn't hear me before, do not shake this, roll it. You can also apply it with a soft bristle brush. You can do this on cutting boards. You can do this on clear plates. Anything like that, you can do it on. And then once it's completely done, I absolutely have to cut with this hand because I cannot cut with my right hand. Oh, my nose. But I'll get it more clean cut once the other coats get on it. Part of the main reason why I don't like to do it when it's wet is because when the fabric is wet and you go to pull it or hold it straight, not even really pull it, but when you try to hold it straight or even sometimes just cutting it, that motion will sometimes cause the fabric to pull. And then it stretches it, and then there's no way to get it to really stretch back normal. So I don't worry about getting it to where it cuts it perfect. I just want to get the extra off and out of my way. But yeah, I've done deer plates, patriotic ones, or plates and cutting boards. I did one for Ty. Well, I always do two when I do them, usually the smaller ones. But I did a set for Ty that, thank you for sprinkling, Sandra. I did a set for Ty that had barns on it and cows and horses. And then I did just deer for just to sell. Okay. And then I did some gnome ones. And then I made some I made the rooster ones I was talking about on scrapbook paper, which I do not suggest ever. At least not doing it this way. There are other ways you can do this. There are other ways that you can do this with paper, but I do not suggest this way with paper. And that moved it. Let me move this back where it belongs. Okay, when it moves it, just try and get it back where it belongs. And sometimes you might need to reapply some Mod Podge to those parts where you touched. And then make sure you don't have any little pieces like that on the back that is going to make it kind of stand out at all or rough. For the design, yeah, you definitely can. As long as it fits on your nap or on your napkin. As long as it fits on your cutting board the way that you want it. As long as it fits there, then you can. That's no problem. And then you're just going to want to leave this extra stuff to cut off when it's 100% dry. I need to add a little more over here. So basically, that first coat that you put on, before you put the fabric on, you don't count that. So this last coat that I put on here, that's going to be my first coat. I always do at least a minimum of 3. Sometimes I'll even do 4 if I just want to do extra. Generally what I will do, the majority of the time, mostly depending on the fabric itself, but I will do, sometimes I'll do my second coat. Once that dries, depending on the design, so that's what we have. depending on the design, how dark it is, everything. Say this was a really white design. I use chalk paint usually, just because it covers usually pretty quickly. So generally, like the horse one that I made my aunt had more ivory or more cashew colors. So I painted the back with cashew. Then I did 2 coats of Mod Podge on the back of that. So basically you would have you attach your fabric to the board or to the cutting board or plate, whatever you're doing. Do your 2 coats. Then I don't remember if I painted, because I did one for Ty that had green grass like this and a barn and then farm animals, and I don't remember if I painted the back on that. That's optional. You can do that if you want to or not. I recommend it if you're doing the light colored fabric. Like I don't know where it is right offhand, but if you can see through it very well, I would definitely paint the back. And you're going to want to paint the back whatever color is closest to that. Now, you can paint it white, because white, is going to make everything look the right color. If you wanted to do it that way, you could. I would say do 2 coats of the Mod Podge, your paint, and then do 2 more coats, which would give you an additional coat of the Mod Podge. The reason I do that is because of the fact that I add the paint. So since there's a minimum of 2 to 3 top coats, I want at least 2 top coats on each surface. Just to make sure, it doesn't like screw up or something. Because this is already starting to dry a little bit, you can run your finger across it and make sure that no parts will stick up. If they start coming up really easy, then you need to add more Mod Podge to that area. Like right there. I knew there was a spot. Right here needs more Mod Podge. So let me check anywhere else. Just that little corner too. A lot of the times, one way you can tell is it'll be a little lighter color than the rest. Then just get that down. Doesn't have to be rectangle shape. It can be square, it can be circle, it can be whatever. It can be a big plate, it can be a little plate. I've never done it on a bowl before. I don't know quite how that would work. But the plates definitely work. Yes, what? Oh, I think I know what she meant. Okay, so got some more Mod Podge over there I need to get. That's all I'm going to do with that hand at the moment. Okay. So I'll be doing more of these. A lady ordered this one. It was all dog ones. So she wanted this one. She wanted a corgi one. And a German Shepherd one. So I'm just waiting on the fabrics. So as soon as the fabrics get here, I will do those. This just came in the mail today. The cutting board I had, but the actual fabric came today. So I'm going to set this up here. Oh, ow. For it to dry. And I want to do one other thing tonight. Okay. So you could use a placemat. If you have a placemat that you love, you could use a placemat. To be honest, you could even use a thick placemat. Like, well, not thick, but like, for instance, if you liked this and you wanted a cutting board, you could use this. You would just, and this is like a plasticky thing, you would just take it and Mod Podge. You do the same thing. Just lay it down, or Mod Podge the backside of the cutting board. You wouldn't have to do it as thick. Lay this down, then do Mod Podge over the back, and you would just make sure that you concentrate on the edges. But you could do that with this too. You could do it with a lot of things. If you had a thick piece of paper, that you could probably do. Thin, not so much. Unless you were sublimating it, which I really want to get a sublimation or stuff to do sublimation at some point, but don't know when that's going to happen. But anyways, this, they cut the price off, but I think someone told me it came from Goodwill. I mean, it came from Goodwill. I think someone told me it came from Target. And like maybe the $5 spot, they cut the whole price off here. But my Goodwill had like, I don't know, 6 or 7 of these. So we have the little bird cage. Then I have this little bird nest, which originally had eggs in it, and I pulled the eggs out, and then it had a string, and I took that off. Took off the flowers that were in there. And so we're going to put the nest there, that there, add some birds, and add some greenery. Is basically what we're going to do. Just have to decide if we're painting this or leaving this color. Maybe staining it. That might not look bad stained. Then we're going to add some cardinals. I could have sworn there was another cardinal in here, but I guess not. So we'll put that there. I'm not sure if I want one or two. But we could do one of them. We could do two of them. We can make some little eggs. What color are cardinal eggs? Does anyone know? Hey, Sandra. You're back on your other page. Okay. Oh, that's fine. I'm just going to work on this really quick and then be done. That's the same color. We can make it lighter. Okay. Usually I would not even think of doing this, but I shouldn't have to do much. Images. Okay, so I'm just trying to make some eggs here. Those look like some awful big eggs for those birds. Let me try again. Okay. So there's one egg. Anyone doing anything fun this week? Oh, this is... Never mind. I swear, I cannot think of my days this week. Or this... today at all. I keep thinking that, like, Thanksgiving is a week away, and it's not. It's this week. And I already asked you guys what you were doing this week. The last time I was live, so I won't ask you again. Do you have anything planned this weekend? Anyone doing anything fun this weekend? Some might still be doing something with family. Anyone planning on going to Black Friday? I know I'm not. You know what? I just realized this one's frozen. That's nice. Hi, Sarah. They're going to be a little deformed, but that's all right. I actually found bandages this time that don't aggravate my hand. Shocking, actually. Usually they say sensitive skin, and the majority of the time it still is not good on me, but this one seems to be. I just have to be careful with how much I move my hand. Like, when I go to open my fingers all the way and spread my hand out like that, I have to be really careful. Because I can feel the stitches pulling, sadly. So I was just apparently doing something stupid that hurt. I am just rolling out some clay to make eggs for my little cardinal. And then we have this little bird cage. I can actually be able to keep a cardinal in. Kind of thought about putting one maybe on the top. But I was kind of thinking about maybe staining this bottom part. Hold on just a minute. How are you doing, Sarah? I definitely can't do like a long craft, like a really, really, really long craft, like sometimes I do. Or like one that you have to do a lot of stuff with. Ooh, don't want to do that. Hold on. Just trying to make sure I don't get the sticky part on the actual stitch. I want to get this on before I do something stupid. I went to Walmart. I'll have to get that. And they had some that said like something about like really sensitive or something. I can always send you a picture of it. So you can see what it says. So maybe you can try them. Maybe they'll help you when you need them. But yeah, I was thinking about staining that. Or what do you guys think? Stain it or paint it something? What do you think? I don't know where my lighter gray is, but we'll have to make some. Because what did it say? Okay, egg description. Grayish white, buffy white, or greenish white. Speckled with pale gray to brown. I'm going to use those two. And this. That's what we're going to do. Just decided. Yeah, over the years I've had really bad reactions to a lot of bandages. A heck of a lot. Okay. Darn things. Okay, so let's see how we want to do this. don't really need a whole lot because we're not doing a huge amount. So normally I would use the lightest gray I have, but I don't know where it is. So instead, I'm using steel and Waverly chalk paint. We don't have any like of those near us that are cheap or anything. Any that are kind of like that are really expensive around here. Not entirely sure how to do this. I did find some that have been working really well, so that's good. And thankfully, I found them like right before the surgery, so that was nice. Oh my goodness, my pharmacy's closing, and so now I have to go to a different one. And unfortunately, it's not a drive-through one. Some days I just don't feel like getting out of the car. When I have to get my medicine and some I can't do a mail order. I might see if I can do some mail order, but it would be nice if I could do some mail order. I say it's like getting deformed. Okay. Oh my goodness. When it's something awkward, it's really hard to figure out how the heck you're going to hold on to it. There we go. That's working now. It can be a pain when you lose a doctor. Trying to start new with another one. Not a fun thing. I haven't really been doing a whole lot. Honestly, since the surgery, I've just been sleeping. I'm just so glad I have a good neighbor to take me when I went to the doctor for the surgery, and she was so nice. She sat there the whole time with me and kept me company. Okay. So it doesn't really matter if it has holes in the bottom because they're going to be against it anyways. Hitting the wrong button. You got what? What's that knitting loom? I don't know much about knitting, Veronica. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. Kinda. Kinda, sort of, a little bit. What are you going to make? So if you guys have white clay, you can make a lot of things. You can make tiny little lemons if you needed to. You can do, oops, sorry, I missed. Oh, that's nice. Well, it sounds like that's a nice thing to have. If any of you know anyone who needs, or not needs, if any of you know anyone who is crafting and wants to make a crafting page or anything like that, or if you come across a crafter who's having any kind of issues, feel free to mention the page or the group so that they can get some help. Hold on 1 minute here. Dropping things. I can reshape these once I get them painted. Bring it on. There we go. Assuming Time might have fallen asleep. She got awful quiet. Still says she's watching, but I might need to refresh the comments too, because every so often I have to refresh them. And Facebook was blocking some of Ty's comments for a while there. Wasn't even anything that was bad either. I just happened to come across the spot where you find that information, and it showed that several of her comments were blocked. And like I said, there weren't anything that were bad, so I'm not sure what the deal was. But I thought I turned it off. Okay. What? Oh, geez, I did not know there were going to be that many. The event, or the bazaar that I'm doing on the 2nd of December, they're having over 30 vendors, they said. They just posted the flyer in the group chat. And they said they're going to be over, or there are over 30 vendors at our old PGG building. It's free admission. And then they do their tree lighting after the bazaar. So the bazaar goes from Saturday, December 2nd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And this is in Athena, Oregon. The lighting is the next day, so I guess they're doing them separate. So that's on Saturdays, the bazaar. Then on Sunday is the lighting, tree lighting. It is my first time ever going, even though I lived in town for all my life until I moved here. And I did not. I actually never went to it. I didn't really go much to anything in that town, really. Okay. Oh, poop. How am I going to do this? It's going to be a speckled egg. I can send you a message when I get off of here, Sarah. Okay. So I am just tapping some of this extra off. And that's not even dark enough to do anything. So I'm either going to have to use truffle or milk chocolate. Okay. Someone asked me a question. Sorry about that. Okay, we're going to try, what did I say this was? Truffle. Then once they're dry, I can kind of reform them again. That's one good thing about clay. At least until it's completely set. But yeah, I have this bazaar on the 2nd, then I have one on the 9th. Really hoping to kind of get rid of some stuff. I definitely need to get rid of some stuff so I have room for a new. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. We don't really have a whole lot of storage, so. Okay. So what did you guys think about this? Stain it? Leave it? What do you think? Okay. I saw a comment come up, but then it disappeared. That's weird. Okay. So, since I'm not really getting any input on that, I'll have to hope for the best. Let me see what this does. I was hoping for a little bit of input, but that's okay. I think this should look okay. Oh, my stomach. I remember I stained something else that had this kind of a texture, and it turned out really pretty. Oh. So, are you doing anything for Thanksgiving, Sarah? You're actually painting not too bad with this. I wouldn't try it without the brace. Thank you for sprinkling, Tammy. I'm not even sure what she would want, Sarah. I don't know how come I didn't see your message or your post, or can't talk. I don't know how come I didn't see that until just now. Guess it's just being weird today. Hi, Janice. Probably pressing my luck trying to do crafting this early, but I was bored. I'm not going to be doing too much, though. My hand actually is not hurting today too bad. I did have to ice it last night, though. It was really hurting. But they did tell me to exercise it, so I just consider my crafting exercising. I try to not do anything to be too aggravating, put it that way. Just doing this little bird cage and putting some cardinals in them. Oh, I need to send that to Dwayne. I have the music already done for next week. I'll send that to him as soon as I get off of here. I completely forgot until I saw your name. Because Molly sent it to me ahead of time. She sent it to me before my surgery. So I'm just darkening up the bottom to match the rest. And this is just the Waverly Antique Wax. Now it's funny. It seems like I always use the same products. I did not realize how much how many products I use that were made by the same company. It's like most of the things I use that are all from the same company are all my favorite things. Okay. So let's try that. Otherwise, the glue will not stick. I've got some fake eggs here that I made. in her little nest. Oh, I'll have to find the article, Janice, and find it for you and send it. Just to let you know, there's a really bad, and anyone who has animals, who has dogs, because it's not just in Oregon, it's in other states. There's a bad disease going around with dogs. And they get like really sick, like almost like they have pneumonia. And some of them can get pneumonia with it, I guess. And it's highly, highly contagious for dogs. So, Bindi has a grooming appointment like the beginning of December, and I'm canceling it. Said groomers, dog parks, any place where a lot of dogs go to, they said to be extra careful because those are the places where it's going to possibly spread the most. There's been a lot of cases in Oregon, just a lot of cases everywhere. So this is Waverly Varnish in Matte. It's a sealant basically, so it's a durable indoor-outdoor sealant, non-yellowing, so it won't yellow. It is Plaid brand as well. Plaid does own Waverly. And so we're just going to go ahead and get that protected on. Okay, so we'll do this top part, and then I will dry it, and then we'll do the bottom. Okay, so let's get this dried really quick. So is there any type of crafts anyone wants to see in particular that we haven't been doing recently or anything like that? Or any type of events that you like, crafts for events that you guys want to for the events group. Even if you're watching the replay, feel free to let me know your opinion. So for those who don't know, if you're like when you'd be watching the replay, for those of you who don't know, I have a crafting event group with Sandra from Country Family Roots. And then we also are doing now what's it called? The group itself is called Creative Kinship Creator Support Group. So basically what that means is if you are a crafter who has a crafting page, or if you're a crafter who wants to have a page but doesn't have one yet, you can join the group and we can help with letting you know how to do it, how to go about setting it up, or help you if you have one already, help you with any issues that you have with it, or just basically help you get the support to do your page. And then we have the event group that we started originally together, which I did change. The support group had a different name to begin with, and I changed it to be similar to the name of the event group because they kind of go hand in hand. Now that we're doing them together, and we're both a part of both of them, they kind of go hand in hand because you've got the events group that helps, all the crafters in the events gain more followers, grow their page, everything. And then you have the supporter one where they can ask any questions they have. How to add an admin, which is one of the questions someone did ask. Just all those different things. And then we'll do videos showing how to do those. We can also do lives if you guys want that in there where you could talk to us and ask questions. That's another thing we could do. Bear in mind, we are still growing our pages as well. So we're kind of going through this along with you. Sandra's been doing it a little longer than I have. I think we've been both going live around the same time, but I think she had her page going first. But that doesn't always matter. I mean, some people have had their page for less amount of time. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, they do take a pretty good chunk. when they do it. And I will work on your invoice as soon as I get done here. Well, I take that back. I'll work on your invoice tomorrow. Because the box that I have that's big enough is in my brother's room. And I'm not entirely sure which box he was going to use. All I can tell you is it will be coming in a Lego box. Of course, it will be wrapped in brown wrapping paper, but it will be in a Lego box. Because he collects Legos, and that's like the biggest box that we have. It's the correct size. The other ones are bigger, but that we have the bigger boxes, but they're too big, unless like we'd be sending more than just those. Then, I would go for the bigger box. But as of right now, from what you wanted, his Lego box is the best size. So I have it a little thick here, so I'm just getting that little tiny bit wiped off. And we'll go ahead and dry that really quick. So see, that made it darker, and you see the wood grain. Also, if you're watching the replay, there is one more thing I want to mention. Because there are several people. Okay. There are several, I cannot talk today, people who are doing this, not, probably not just in our event group, but so basically, where did I see that part? There we go. People are posting things in places that should not be posted. So basically, this doesn't just go for my group. This goes for anyone's group. Everyone has the right to basically decide what things they want allowed in their group and what things they don't. So, with that being said, if somebody says no selling allowed in their group, that means no selling, period. That includes flyers saying that they're having a sale, because that is still selling. Posting stuff like that is going to get your post declined. Enough declined posts is going to get basically what people say when they say they're in Facebook jail. More than likely, that's why they're in there, or that's why that's happening, is because they're posting things in places that should not be posted. I know that because unfortunately I have had to decline posts before, many, many, many times. Sometimes by the same people repeatedly, over and over. And same thing, like we've had some people trying to post lives from other events in our event group. So we had to decline that one. the more you get declined, you're not going to be able to post for a while. As for how long, I do not know. Personally, I've never had it happen. Because I always, when I do post to a group, I make sure that I'm posting to the correct one. There's really no reason to not, because you're having to select each one. So there shouldn't be a problem, basically. So just make sure if you are posting to groups that you're posting to the right ones. I had 4 from one person in one group, all in one day. That unfortunately I had to decline because it was in our events group. So basically, I'm just saying be careful when you're posting things. Hold on. Oh, and then one other thing. If you guys have a page and you want to sell something, just send me a message or look on my page. I do have a group where you can post your crafts for sale. And I also want to do events in there to where you can sell your crafts. You could do, I don't really feel comfortable doing auctions, but if you wanted to do an auction, that would be fine in there. If you want to do like a live sale, you could do that. That's kind of more what I was looking into doing for myself. But so these little cardinals came from Hobby Lobby. First I was thinking of putting 2 in here, but I really don't need these on it. Hold on. So we could do that. And then pop some little eggs in there. Still have to glue it, but that's kind of what I was thinking, and some greenery up here or something. What do you guys think? We haven't even gotten a turkey or anything. I don't know what we're doing. I don't even know if my brother's working that day or not or anything. I mean, my cousin did. She invited me to her house, but it'll depend on how I feel that day. If I actually feel like leaving the house. So this originally was an Easter basket, an Easter nest, but I think you can get them other times of the year. But this one already had eggs in it, big eggs, and it had like a hanger. I just pulled the hanger off. It wasn't even on there that great actually, and I pulled the hanger off, and then I pulled the eggs out, and then that was it. There wasn't really much more to it. So I can do one kind of like up here, and then do one down here. Okay, then we're going to take our little eggs. Okay. Of course, we got glue strings everywhere. Okay. So another. Okay, I don't know where it was, but I thought I saw another glue string. That's what we have so far. And I'm trying to decide if I should put something around here. Could do a pine cone at the top. Okay, it looks like I was going to use that on something. So I could use that pre-made bow. I'll glue it on like that. Or, let me see what we have here. We do have some other little greenery we can add in the back. Okay. Move those back. Okay. So I need to figure out how to attach this. I don't know where the full one is. That's not even full either, but oh, my nose. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to use a brush. This is not normally that hard to open, but after having carpal tunnel surgery, it is. Okay, I'm trying to get this cleaned out because it is a mess. It's dried on. It's probably why it's not coming out too. Jeez. You need pretty much something really long for that. I don't know if I didn't have the lid on or something. Okay. I didn't want clumps coming out. Okay. That should be good for now. So we're going to go ahead and... Okay. been easier if I could have just... Where's the lid? Squeeze it on, but... Of course. That did not happen. But that's all right. Okay, so we're just going to wipe the top part off. Okay. Then we're going to take this. Then we'll have to just wait for that to set. Take these, which are needle nose pliers. See if I can do this right-handed. There we go. So I was basically just wrapping that wire around. And just make sure this is the way you want it. So far it looks like that. And then this one. We should be able to. And then I'm just going to take this tiny one. Okay, there we go. add a little more glue back here. Then we're going to take probably and if I had more of the nests, I could make more of them because I have like 3 of these birdhouses. 3 or 4, I can't remember. Okay, then we're going to add this one over here. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. This is boxwood from darn it, what was it? Trying to think. Michael's. Come on. Okay, so we're just basically filling in. I'm trying not to use my sore hand. Thank you. My brother's cat's in there howling up a storm. Okay. You're gonna hear barking. Tammy's trying, Tammy. Bindi is trying to boss Tammy in there. My brother's cat. And when one carries on, all the rest have to carry on, of course. Okay. So I think we just have a few more places that need filled in. Like that. Okay, and actually, I like this extra part on. So let's get that boat on. Okay, so far we have that. And I think we need this in the back. Oops. Oh, my nose. I don't think it actually needs that. probably doesn't need anything else, actually. Oh, I missed an egg. There you go. I thought I had 6 eggs. Okay, let's get all these not cobwebs. Okay. Nope, that's it. I don't know why I keep trying to add more. Doesn't need it. That is probably all I'm gonna do. I probably did more than I should have. More than likely, I did more than I should have, but that's all right. It's hard for me to not do it when I want to. You know, sometimes when you're crafting, you get an idea in your mind and you want to do it right then. It's kind of how I was. And the fact that I have 2 bazaars coming up towards the end of the month, beginning of next month, also is kind of making me want to do more stuff. So this is how we ended it. We've got greenery all the way around the back, pine cone. But that is what we have. So we did that. I can't. And we did this one. So this one right now is dry enough that I can go around the edge. And get a little closer. And then turn it. So you want to do this before you do your second coat because you're going to remove all the way up to the edge. So when you do your second coat, you're going to kind of go around the edge of it a little bit, like on the sides here. And then that's going to help seal it in to make sure it doesn't like flip up at any point. That's kind of why I was trying to hang around on here for that to dry. Around the edge. I know I'm not talking much at the moment, but that's partially because when you're doing this, you have to concentrate to not move it at a certain angle so it won't pull up the fabric. Okay. Okay. So you've got it all clean around the edges. You can kind of see my hand behind it. So this is one that basically it would be based on your own opinion, whether you would want this something back here or not. A good way to tell if you want something back here is, for instance, if you take, I think that was another one. If you take this white piece of paper and sit it back there, it's hard to tell on camera. If you like it better this way versus that way, then you would want to paint it. For this one, I would say you would want to paint it white. So everything would be brighter. But that kind of tells you how you would want it. Because you have to figure it's going to be laying down. So laying down and this being behind it, it's a little hard to tell, but I honestly think with the white behind it, it makes the images brighter. So I'll do a coat, another coat, not live, because my hand's starting to hurt pretty bad. I think it's time for my pills too. But I'll do another coat of Mod Podge, let that fully dry. Then I'll do a coat of white paint. White or ivory. Ivory would work too. Either one. I guess I have white too. Let that dry. And then do 2 coats of Mod Podge on top of that. So, not on top of the side, but on top of the side. So, basically, just to go over it one more time, since we did this in between the other one, you have your cutting board, you have your Mod Podge that attaches your fabric to it. Then you do another coat of Mod Podge over the back when that dries. Then leave it. Let it dry for 1 to 2 hours, I believe it said. Yeah. 2 hours is probably best. Sometimes I'll do a bunch in a row. And then I'll let it sit for... Sometimes I'll just let it sit a day and then go back and do the next one. If I'm doing a bunch at once. And then, once you have 2 coats on top of this, then do your paint. Then do 2 more coats of Mod Podge. So, if you wanted to actually count the Mod Podge you use to attach the fabric, you're going to actually altogether be using 5 coats of Mod Podge for this. But that's just going to make sure it's extra protected. Just make sure that all your edges are laying down. You can keep going back when your Mod Podge is dried with your scissors. And if there are any strings along the edges, you can keep going back through and snipping those off. along the way, and that helps too. It's a lot easier to cut it when it's dry than when it's wet. Actually, if you cut it when it's wet, you're going to end up stretching it, and then when it actually dries and sinks back in, you're going to have an empty spot where there's no fabric. So that's why you don't want to do it wet. But anyways, that's how you do these. I'll have 2 more of these that I could do live. Corgi and a German Shepherd. Those are the other 2 that I have to do. Once I get the fabric, I'm still waiting for them. They were out of stock. And so when they came back in, I ordered them. But the fabric for these came from, for this one and the other 2 that I ordered came from Etsy. I want to say I ordered the darn it. Trying to think. Wasn't a full yard. I don't even know if it was a half yard. Sometimes they'll actually tell you the actual measurements in inches. And if it does that, then just basically look at the size of your cutting board. The majority of them this size are 12 by 15. So as long as your fabric's a little bigger than that, then you're fine. But anyways, we did this. Ow. Okay, can't hold that in my hand. We did this one tonight. And then we did this one with the cute little cardinals and the little eggs. So that is what we did tonight. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night. Cannot believe I was on here 3 hours.